now don't even know where it comes from. They just say keep pounding. It's just something that the Panthers do. I know where it came from, you know.
Throws over the middle and throws an interception right to Sam Mills.
He played with his heart. He had a ferocious capability of just striking people and just dropping people in their tracks.
He was just a tough, hard-nosed player. For us as players, you know, I try to mirror my game after that.
Way to go, baby!
How was he on goal line, guys?
Awesome.
The best. And go look at film. I mean, the best.
He stopped short of the goal line. Sam Mills coming on the outside.
Regardless of who they line up across from me, I'm going to make the play, and I have to make the play. And I totally forget about their size. Actually, I'm 5'9"3/4", so I'm closer to 5'10", and I like to go by 5'10".
Sam Mills could never run away from his height, but his impact on the game of football and the lives of others was gigantic.
Sam Mills is a guy they said who couldn't play in the NFL, but they didn't measure his heart.
His football life was filled with doubt and dismissal, but also determination and domination. He did not make the NFL until he was 27, yet he still played 12 seasons for the Saints and the Panthers and appeared in 5 Pro Bowls. While growing up in New Jersey, Mills quickly learned how to push himself and to maximize his ability.
He was always watching film, always felt that film watching was the key to good playing. I didn't see where he let much get in the way of that, and I admired that even back then.
At Long Branch High School, he won 2 district championships as a wrestler and was a standout football player. But that wasn't enough to earn a scholarship to a major college.
Leaving high school, going into college, I was considered a small linebacker, and I did have trouble going to the big schools, and because of that, I chose to go to Montclair State, which is a small school.
The leverage and explosiveness that this man had was unlike anything I've ever seen. When Sam hit you, your family felt it.
He was a Division III All-American and 3-time New Jersey Collegiate Defensive Player of the Year.
From his freshman year to his senior year, he had 501 tackles. That's pretty good, yeah. That's not bad.
I didn't think he should have been at Montclair, quite frankly. And I've asked him dozens of times, what the hell are you doing here? Why aren't you at Penn State? Why aren't you at Ohio State? You know, unfortunately, the stigma of his height played a big role.
Sam Mills was nobody's favorite coming out of college.
He went all the way in the first half.
In 1981, he was cut by the Cleveland Browns, despite leading the team in tackles for most of the preseason.
That was Mills for the Browns. He's a rookie out of Montclair State that looks like he wants to make the ball club.
In 1982, he tried the CFL, but was cut again by the Toronto Argonauts. Mills returned home to New Jersey. He took a job at East Orange High School, teaching photography and woodshop. Then, an opportunity. 1983 marked the dawn of a new pro league, the USFL.
Well, as I was beginning to build the roster, summer of 1982, I got a call from a dear friend, Sam Ratigliano, head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And he said, Carl, we're cutting a player I don't think we should cut. He said, I think the only reason we're cutting him is because he's too short. But I really think this guy can play. And he said, be sure you do this. Do not cut him until you see him hit.
So I go to this tryout, and I'm putting my cleats on, and I look up, and there's Sam. I'm going, Box, what are you doing here? He goes, what are you doing here? And he goes, I figured I'd give it one more shot.
In 3 seasons, Mills had 592 tackles and 9 interceptions, and made 3 All-USFL teams. Even amongst future NFL Hall of Famers and Heisman winners, the field mouse stood out.
I think the first time we played the New Jersey Generals, and they had a running back by the name of Herschel Walker. 3 times he hit a fire hydrant by the name of Sam Mills, and he didn't go another inch. Herschel was like, who in the hell are you and where did you come from?
Sam Mills and the Stars made it to all 3 USFL championships, winning 2 titles. Not bad for a too-short linebacker from a Division III school. The USFL folded in 1985. Its best players and coaches were scooped up by the NFL. The question was, would Sam Mills be one of them? The Saints were still in search of their first winning season in franchise history when they hired USFL champion Jim Mora to be their new head coach. Before Mora's inaugural season in 1986, he invited one of his former players to try out.
First, you look at him, I knew he was, but other guys, they said he was just here kind of as a favor.
Sam Mills, his first day at practice, he steps in the huddle, and I'll be honest with you, I thought he looked short. And I'm saying to myself, come on, Sam, baby, you can do it, First play, he's lined up over a 300-pound guard. He steps up, stuffs the guard, makes the tackle, no gain. Does it 3 times in a row. Boom! 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 3 times in a row. He stuffs the big old lineman. And these guys, the Saints player, went, ooh.
In 1987, Sam Mills became the leader of a dominant quartet of linebackers. The group consisted of Pat Swilling and future Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson on the outside, with Vaughn Johnson joining Mills on the inside.
They called them the Dome Patrol.
We took pride in that. Sam and I, and Rick and Pat, we really felt like we were going to patrol this dome.
This is about as dominating a defense as I can remember since the 1985 Bears.
My job is to stop the run, and if it calls for making a big hit, I'm going to make a big hit.
Sam Mills was right in the middle of it.
It was like an extra coach on the field.
Line up, move! Fire!
Double eagle! Round 75 even! Round 75!
On the blue! Way to go, baby!
In 1992, the entire crew went to the Pro Bowl. The only time in NFL history 4 linebackers from the same team were selected in the same season. After never having a winning season for their first 20 years of existence, the Saints never had a losing season in the 6 years that the Dome Patrol played together.
The Saints are officially the NFC Western Division champions for the first time in 25 years.
Even though they had regular season success, Mills and the Saints lost all 4 playoff games they appeared in.
We built a great defense, and we never did have the offense to go along with the defense.
In 1994, Mills set a career high with 155 tackles, but the Saints were in decline. With his Dome Patrol teammates already gone, Mills sought a new challenge, leaving his home of 9 years for an expansion team.
You'd think that a player as competitive as you would have wanted to go to maybe San Francisco, the way Ricky did, or the Cowboys, but you went to an expansion team that, I don't think you could have entertained any thought then you were going to be in the playoffs. So why did you pick Carolina?
It was tough. It was very tough. I just built the house 6 months prior to leaving New Orleans. But I really felt like I'd be happiest here and be on the ground floor. I thought I could play a part in helping this team become good.
Get ready to turn it up and turn it all the way up. Let's go. 3 win. 1, 2, 3, win.
In the Panthers' inaugural season, Mills set a career high with 5 interceptions and led the team to its first ever win.
Brister, shovel pass. It's intercepted! Mills with the interception! He could go! He's at the 15, 10, 5. Mills has a touchdown! Unbelievable! It's place to be, Sam.
A year later, at age 37, Mills led the team in tackles and was named All-Pro. Undersized, over the hill, hard as a rock.
I remember one time we were playing running back by the name of Ironhead Hayward, which is a very large American running the rock. It was a short yardage play, and I saw Ironhead starting to hit the C-gap, and all I remember was a flash meeting Ironhead about a yard in the backfield, and Ironhead just dropped.
Nothing there. Sam Mills.
I remember coming off the block and going, good God, what the hell was that? Sam, hell of a job, dude. Because Ironhead was no trifle kind of running back. And Sam stoned him. It was the hardest collision I ever heard on an NFL football field.
Behind Mills, the Panthers won a division title in only their second year of existence. Their reward? A divisional playoff against the defending Super Bowl champions.
What a play by Sam Mills.
We were like sharks, man. We saw blood in the water. And we beat Aikman up that night. I mean, we ran everything at him, man, but the kitchen sink. We probably wanted it more for Sam than ourselves because of the road he had traveled to get to where he was.
Quick count by Aikman, back to pass from his own 7. Puts it up down the middle of the field. Intercepted by Sam Mills. He was going to take a knee and keeps going to the 10. Mills to the 5. Still going towards the end zone.
Oh, he got to the 1.
He got to the 1 yard line. So that'll do it. The Panthers have done it. The king is dead.
Prior to that, I had never won a playoff game. To be able to come here at a later age and still have the success that we had, that was great.
Mills struck again in the early moments of the NFC Championship.
And a blitz coming, quick pass, intercepted by Sam Mills. Sam Mills makes a huge play, and the Panthers have it 1st and goal at the 2.
But his dreams of a Super Bowl ended in Green Bay. On December 20th, 1997, Sam Mills played his last football game and retired at the age of 38.
I'm just very grateful that I had an opportunity to play here with these guys. I'm definitely going to miss it.
Once we retired, Sam and I was talking. I said, so what are you looking to do, Sam? He goes, I think I'm getting into insurance. I said, are you sure you don't want to coach? Nah, I don't think I want to coach, Max. Months later, there he was.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. And make sure we're ready to start fast now. This offense is explosive if we let them. All tackles high. Tackle him high. He's not going to run through you.
In August of 2003, Mills was in the middle of his 6th preseason as a member of the Panthers coaching staff when he began to feel run down. Doctors diagnosed Mills with intestinal cancer and gave him 3 months to live.
I've gone through some things in life where people say you can't. And now you're listening to a doctor that says, this doesn't look good. But you pull yourself together and you say, well, whatever it is, I'm going to be fighting.
In the preseason, he was diagnosed 3 months to live. But he still came to work. He didn't want anybody to cry about him. He didn't want anybody to feel bad for him. There was times where he wasn't there because he was getting treatment, but he kept going.
Mills coached the entire season, and the Panthers won their last 3 games to clinch a wild card berth.
During that season, John Fox always had on a Saturday a guy would speak.
John Fox did ask Sam Mills to talk to the team yesterday following practice, and it was the first time Mills actually addressed his cancer to the entire team.
I remember it pretty well when he said, doctors told me that I had this cancer. There was 2 things I could do. I could either quit or I could keep pounding. That's when that thing was born. The keep pounding mantra was born on that day.
Carolina beat Dallas that day and would win 2 more times to claim the NFC Championship.
I've been in this league for quite some time, 18 years of trying to get to this weekend.
Sam, what was your last game?
When? Oh, I just finished yesterday, actually. Yesterday at about 2 o'clock, they unplugged me, and then I got myself together and jumped on the plane and got out here. It was a blur. You know, the week went by very quick for me, and the game itself was one play at a time, and before you knew it, the game was over, and the Super Bowl was over.
What a valiant effort by the Carolina Panthers. They did everything but win this game.
Mills was initially given 3 months to live, but he coached the Panthers through a second season as he endured intense cancer treatments.
Keep it out of there.
I was in the car. My sister Lisa called me. She said, I just heard Sammy died. I was paralyzed in the car, and I couldn't really move. I just sat there in the car, and I just started to cry. Because the world lost a great man. The hell with the football greatness. He was a great man.
They lost a man that could never be replaced. People lost a father that they'll never get back. Husband. We lost something that it only comes around once in a lifetime.
Sometimes when you go to funerals and you see how people react to someone that has died, you say, wow, I wonder if he knows how many people love them. I think this situation almost put me as close to that as I can be and still breathing. Because of the illness, a lot of people were contacting me, writing me, and just wanting me to know how much they love me. It was incredible, and it's incredible that many people even know who you are.